Tonight, on The Gatherings, a doctor with more than 3 decades of experience caring for the people in Floyd County and surrounding communities throws her hat into the political arena. We separate fact from rumor. What made her decide to run for office? What are her thoughts and ideas? What's her plans? Tonight, meet Dr. Debbie Hall, candidate for Floyd County Judge Executive. For years, we've been promised progress, big projects, better roads, a stronger future. But look around. Empty sites, patchwork fixes, and the same excuses election after election. Judge Williams has made promise after promise about big things that never came to light. Just look at Thunder Ridge, still sitting empty. Still waiting. Still another broken promise. Leadership isn't about press releases or showing up only when it's time to campaign. Leadership is about doing the work every day and delivering real results for real people. That's why Dr. Debbie Hall is running. She's not a career politician. She's a problem solver. She believes government should work as hard as the people it serves. Dr. Hall's plan is simple. Fix what's broken. Rebuild what's been neglected, and bring accountability back to local government. No more empty promises. No more excuses. Just honest work and real progress. If you're ready for leadership that shows up, that listens, and that gets results, it's time for a change. Vote Dr. Debbie Hall, and let's get our community back on track. Paid for by the candidate. And a very good evening to you. It is Thursday, February the 19th, 2026. And guess what comes up in just a couple of months? Yeah, those May primaries. They're just around the corner. You know, recently I was asked, why is it that you are, doing this? And speaking about, kind of being in the political arena, when everybody knows I'm not what you'd call a political person. But I'll tell you what I am. I am an American citizen, number one. Number two, I'm also a citizen of Floyd County, Kentucky. 20-some years ago, this county took me in and, it adopted me. And I feel like I have a stake in the future of this county and its people, because so many of the people that I do know and that I surround myself with live right here in this county. And as I've made clear before, I've traveled. I've been to New York. I've been to Los Angeles. I've been to parts of Texas, Florida, et cetera, and nowhere have I met anybody or any people that are any more hardworking, loving, caring, and dedicated to family and God than I have right here in this county. So, yes, I'm proud to be standing for who I stand for coming up in this election, which I think is so vitally important to the future of Floyd County, which is the Floyd County Judge Executive's race. Now, of course, there's a few different people running in the primaries, but the person that I'm supporting 100% behind is Dr. Debbie Hall. And there's several reasons for that. We're going to get into that. First off, let me bring in my sidekick and my cohort, Stacia Underwood Gullet, who lives in Johnson County. However, Stace is all for Deb getting this too. We both are, because we realize the importance of our political leadership and in key positions, especially when they are talking about making sure, and it's more than just a road thing, so much more. The judge executive's office in any county is going to make, they are kind of in charge of the money, or maybe not kind of, they are in charge of the money and how it's spent and where it goes. We're talking about infrastructure, running water. We're talking about safety for our kids in schools. We're talking about a host of different varieties. And there's nobody I can think of any better than to tell us a little bit more about this and for me to ask questions, because there's so many rumors out there circulating around, and we know how I dislike rumors. I don't care for rumors. Rumors are spread by people with tiny minds. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. You've got three different mindsets out there. People with smaller minds, they talk about other people. They spread rumors, they spread gossip. People with good, solid minds, well, they talk about events. And then you've got people with great minds. They discuss ideas. And I've learned that about Debbie a long time ago, that she loves to talk about ideas. She likes to talk about the things that we can accomplish if we simply work together for the benefit of every single citizen, not just for a select few who have a few more zeros in their bank, or who may have some kind of a favor or something to put in the meal on down the road, but for every citizen, man, woman, child, it doesn't matter. And even in Debbie's case, maybe a cat or two. Dr. Debbie Hall. How you doing, Doc?
Hi
Welcome,
there.
Deb.
It's
Hi.
so good to see you. I love that big, bright, smiling face. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Everything
How's
going well.
Cleo?
Cleo is good, and she will probably be up here before we're done.
Yep. Cleo is the kitty. Cleo is the cat. So, but first off, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for taking your time to be
Yeah,
with us.
Oh, I'm so happy to get this opportunity.
Well, we are happy to provide any kind of opportunity that we can.
we
I
sure
would
are.
like to start this evening by asking you a few questions. First off, what made you decide to run for Floyd County Judge Executive?
I have never been into politics at all, and through the events that I've been through in the last few years, I have really made a lot of complaints and accusations about things. And I've learned a whole lot about how things operate. And I've just thought, if you're going to make complaints about things, then you should try to come up with some solutions on how to fix it or how to change it or how to make it better. So it was time to put all my words into action. And it just so happened that the election was coming up. And so I decided to give it a try.
I got to say that when I first found out that you were going to run, it didn't surprise me, but it did, if that makes any sense. Um, what you're saying is something that I've long since said, and it's something that my dad said to me when I was a kid. He said, you can either complain about the dark or you can turn on the light.
Right.
He said, the choice is up to you. He said, but if you don't reach out to at least try to find the light switch to turn it on, you've got nobody to blame but yourself.
Right.
And that's kind of always stuck with me. And I think that by doing what you're doing, it is the right way to try to create change. We can get out there and, we can gripe and we can complain and we can make threats and all of this stuff. But the best way to really make a change is to have the people behind you enough that they are going to help you make that change. And one of the things that first struck me about you, um, when I found out that you were running, And I think the way that you put it was, look, it's about people. It's not about politics. And I thought, huh, that's unique, but that's right. It is about people. So many people in this county, and we're not the only county, but so many people have been forgotten about, or at least they've been made to feel that way. They have, well, you can't really do nothing for me off to the side. It's what I call a good old boys network. Now, if you've got a friend up there in a high place, or if you can make a substantial, let's say it's your bank account has several zeros after it, we all know what that means. All of a sudden, they pay attention to you. The thing that I've learned about you, and I have to say your family, is you pay attention to people, period. It doesn't matter. I mean, you've been a doctor, a well respected doctor, not only serving Floyd County, but I'm sure that there's people that come to you from other counties as well in this area. For over 3 decades, you've been helping people, been comforting people. You've been there for people. And given what you've been through, yeah. It's been said that you, let's get into some of the details of this if we can now. There's a rumor going around out there that you want to move the 911 system in Prestonsburg. Is that true or false?
That is false.
Okay.
I think the 911 system being here in the city of Prestonsburg and have the county more involved, I think it's a great opportunity for growth for our community, and it gives job opportunities. My problem that I had with it whenever it happened is they weren't ready to go with it. It was a great idea, but they weren't ready to go with it. They didn't have everything in place, and they started it out before they had everything in place. And there was some mistakes, but we've learned from those mistakes, and it's time to go forward, and let's make it better. We can make it better.
And just to clarify, nobody is attacking any emergency medical personnel, and nobody's attacking anybody who's a dispatcher at 911. We think you guys do great.
Oh yeah, listen, I've worked with the ambulance EMS workers for 30 years, and they do great work.
They're freaking heroes.
Yes, they do great work.
So are our cops.
Mm-hmm.
We've got great law enforcement. We've got great police. We've got great firefighters. We've got wonderful people. And here's the thing. These people give selflessly. I mean, how many times the stress they're under, I can't even start to imagine. You know, I knew a few dispatchers, and I was fortunate enough to call them friends at Post 9. And my God, the stress. Whew. Firefighters, same way.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we've got great people in place. And maybe, just like you said, this needs to stay in place, and we need to commit more to, what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't know that it's training, but, you know, getting things into.
Well, actually, today, the fiscal court passed an ordinance, but they were talking about the need for improved communication between the different law enforcement agencies, and that it was not what it needed to be. So, so that is what we're talking about here. We need to make things better. They started with this 3 years ago, and so here 3 years later, they're telling us that they should have made it better whenever they started it, but they're going to make it better now, and it's better late than never, because we still need the services and the protection that they can provide us.
Absolutely. I couldn't put that any better myself. Mm-hmm. And I think that we've got the men and women in place to do it, and they want to do it. But, you know, at your campaign kickoff, and correct me if I'm wrong here, I think you said that there had been an accident on, what was it, Route 680?
Yes.
And that an ambulance was nearby, but they sent an ambulance from the city instead of the county. Is that right?
We lost her.
We'll get her back here in just a second, I'm sure. But at any rate, something like that had happened, and, you know, it was, an ambulance was much closer by and could have got there quicker, but there
Right.
are things going on there. Okay, I think we've got her back now. Don't you love seeing that internet bill, and all of a sudden it just goes,
It happens.
"That's a coffee break."
I thought it was me again.
No, I don't think it was you. I think it has something to do with the internet. But anyways, as we were talking about that, there was an accident on Kentucky 680, and an ambulance had to come from the city as opposed to one that was much closer, and that they
Yeah.
only sent one ambulance for two people.
Yeah, that's I've hear this a lot from people out in the county that they're concerned about if they're sick or they need an ambulance that it's got to get there. So the incident that you're referring to is a car wreck on 680, and there were
Hmm.
two people in it, and there was an ambulance that was just a couple miles away, but they're not allowed to attend to those accidents. And
You may have YouTube on in the background. You might want to mute that on your YouTube, I think. Yeah, okay. I'm not hearing it now, so we ought to be good.
okay, but there was the accident, and there was an ambulance just a couple miles from the accident site, but they are not allowed to go because the boundaries are drawn, and there are certain services, ambulance services, who have it's considered their territory, so they're the ones that have to respond.
See, that's where I got a problem. Considered their territory. We're dealing with people here, and you, being a physician, know this above all of us. Every second counts.
Yes.
Every second that somebody is losing blood, or maybe there's an internal trauma or something like that, every second matters. What I'd be thinking is, who can we get there the quickest and the safest to get these people the medical care they need in the shortest amount of time possible? I mean, that would be, maybe I'm crazy for thinking that.
The most important thing. Yes, absolutely. Response time, the quicker,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah. See,
And
that makes sense to me.
so I'm not really sure why things are as they are. Another example is the fire departments. Oxford, for example, if you're familiar, Oxford Fire Department, they are responsible for anything that's on the bridge and in Oxford. But if there is a wreck or a fire, like on the road outside of the bridge, they're not allowed to respond because that belongs to the city. So we have to wait for the city ambulance or the city fire department to get there.
See, I don't really get that because, this road out here is 321. Let's say that they're running 321, and heaven forbid, but let's say that there's an accident right there at the junction of Route 3, or right there you turn off to Dewey Lake. Oxford Fire Department could respond a lot faster.
Exactly. But
I mean, they could be there in a matter of minutes.
But they cannot, because that is not their territory.
So that's about politics, not people.
That's what I think.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes. Yeah.
Stace, what's your thoughts?
My thought is, I agree with you. Whoever can get there the quickest can save a life faster. That's who needs to be there.
Because every single life matters.
Every second matters. When you're dealing with blood loss, anything like that. It's almost scary.
It's not right.
It's not. It's scary.
It needs to be fixed. I don't know how we fix it, but it needs to be fixed.
Well, that was one of the things that you had said at your campaign kickoff. And I loved it. You stood up there in front of everybody, and you said, look, I don't have all the answers, but if we work together, we can find them. Or it was something along that line.
Yes. I'm not an expert in any of these areas. I'm trying to learn, and I'm going to reach out. When I'm elected, I'm going to reach out to people who do have expertise in these areas, and I want to put together think tanks and get everybody's opinion and everybody's idea, and let's fix this.
When I started this whole, I spent 30 years in radio and broadcasting. And I have had the pleasure and the opportunity and sometimes the headache of dealing, pardon my language, with shit that I didn't want to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But I dealt with it. And I tell you what, I learned along the way, and I've used it in this media thing that we're doing now. And I'm so proud to be working with you on this. But I've got to say, rule number one, surround yourself with people who know more than you do and let them do it.
Well,
Stace is my right hand. Then I've got this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm not going to act like I know something or that I've got the answers, and I'm not going to promise something unless I know it's something that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's important. Everybody's got ideas. If you have enough interest that you want to get involved, then I'm going to listen to what you've got to say.
Well, that was something else that you brought up too, was community involvement and participation. And you know what? We're not just talking about people in the city, we're talking about people in the county. You were talking about fiscal court meetings at a time when anyone, virtually anyone, could attend them.
Well, yeah, right now they have fiscal court meetings on, I think it's a Wednesday at 10 or 11.
When most people are at work.
That's very difficult for the normal working person to get to. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have our fiscal court meetings out in the districts, and at times when people can come out and join and listen and give us their input.
Say evenings at 7:00, for example. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I think that would be wonderful. And what if we took that a step further, because you happen to know somebody that can do this? We video streamed it on a Facebook page or the Floyd County Chamber of Commerce website, et cetera, whatever it may be. But people could get into a chat room and actually pose questions, just like we are going to give the opportunity for some people to do here with what time we have. Mm-hmm. And of course, we do thank everybody for being in the chat room and everybody for watching this evening. We are so glad to have you guys here. And I'm getting a lot of yep, yes, Deb, yes, you go. I'm like, I love Maytown Fire Department. Helps almost everyone because they have great volunteers. Absolutely, they do. You know, our firefighters are heroes. Our cops are heroes. You know, heroes don't wear capes. They wear badges. They wear firefighter helmets. They wear EMS clothing. That's your heroes in real life.
Absolutely.
These people aren't from Krypton. They can be hurt. And yet you see them, just like our state troopers, our county sheriff's deputies, our Prestonsburg, Paintsville, etc. police departments. I had to have an interaction with one last Friday. Somebody really liked my car and they kind of sideswiped it. And it's all right. It's like I told her. She got out cried. Oh my God, I hit that. I said, honey, they turn these things out hundreds at a time. That's why we keep insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't worry about it. So, but yeah, that police officer was there in a matter of seconds. Very cordial, very professional, very friendly, super great guy. Going to City Hall to get the report. Super great people. Now, this was all in Paintsville. So, I mean, these are our heroes. But yeah, I think that streaming, you know, like the fiscal court meetings would be a plus, and it wouldn't take a great deal to do it. But, you know, we go back to some of the questions that I also wanted to ask. And we are going to open up, you know, for people to ask a few questions here.
You know, Chris, our fiscal court used to have their meetings videoed and on YouTube, but
yeah,
they quit having that. After I showed up and started asking some questions. I don't know. I'm sure
I was going to say, I wonder why. No, okay.
I'm sure I didn't cause it. I'm not sure why, but they quit doing that.
Well, I think that's something that we can bring back, you know, because look, there may be a time, or there may be times when people, for whatever reason, can't make it down. Where are the fiscal court meetings held at? Is it the new courthouse, the Justice Center?
No, they're in the old courthouse on the second floor.
Which is right beside of it, or right behind it, however you want to put it. Okay. There may be a time that somebody can't make it there. Or maybe they're just so daggone tired that they don't feel like fighting, looking for a parking space, et cetera, et cetera. Well, why not we bring it into your home?
Right.
We can do that.
Yeah,
And
I
we can
want
do it.
people out in the county to feel a part of things. I want them
They are.
to know what's going on, and they
Yes,
need to have a voice in things.
absolutely. They do. They do. Um, what do you feel are some of the most important issues to be addressed day one? I mean, as soon as you go into office, what do you think? Okay, or is that something that you can even think of right now at this moment?
Well, I can tell you one thing that is very, I think is very important is flood victims have been without homes for 3 years, and there's FEMA money. I know Knott County has more than 20 FEMA houses built for people to get into that were homeless from the floods. We have one FEMA house under roof and two more ready to be put under roof in 3 years' time. So that is very important. We have that money, we need to put it to work, and we need to get the housing for those people who were displaced from the flood.
What's the holdup?
I don't know. So that is one thing that is very important.
So you're telling me that in 3 years we've got 2 houses?
Well, by now there might be three under roof because
Okay, still,
yeah,
that's come on, that's one a
yeah,
year.
that's at Cliffside. But Knott County, same, they got less money than us, same amount of time. They have more than 20 houses built. Houses,
Hmm.
houses,
Homes for people to live in,
homes,
for their
houses.
children, for
Yes,
themselves, to raise their
yes.
kids, to yeah.
And not trailers or double wides. Not
Mhm.
that anything is wrong with that at all.
No, no, there's nothing wrong with that, but
But if you have the money, let's build houses.
they do seem to last longer, they seem to be a little more sustainable.
Yes.
I mean, from what I've from my limited knowledge on the situation. So, yeah, and I mean, I remember, the last stint I had at a local radio station, I'd done everything from right here in
Mhm.
this, and I remember doing news stories on that, and I remember, delivering a story about, the cliffside, where they were gonna build homes there, and, I remember, talking about the flooding, of course, God, good Lord, who can forget that? Uh, all these people displaced, and we're not, we're talking about husbands, wives, sons, daughters, women, children, everybody. Flood water doesn't care who you are. It'll come after you.
Mhm.
It just doesn't care. It's non, discriminatory. But I thought that there would be more than 2 or 3 by now, because 'cause you're talking 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and Knott County's got 20, and they had less funding.
Yes.
Gosh.
What's going on here? Okay, this is being brought to light for me, and I'm sorry to say that, but I'm glad it's being brought to light now. Maybe
Mhm.
something can change there. What do you think about the way well, we've actually already applied that, never mind. Infrastructure is a huge deal. You
Mhm.
spoke about this in the county, in some areas doing without clean water for days.
Yeah. I mean, this is 2026, and people are
We're not a third world country.
living without water and this has been going on for years and years. If you listen to the news or watch Facebook, there's always a notice up there. There's a boil water advisory or the water's out. So yeah, I don't know the answer to this, but I would think that after years and years that it should be able to be fixed. I don't know what the answer is there, but it has been going on for years. Let's fix it. Let's take care of this problem. People deserve water, especially if you're paying your taxes.
Which most people do.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't really have a choice in that matter, so
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
most people do. Roads are always a big safety issue. Um, Now I can say that last year, I think it was, that a good part of 321 onto, I guess that's 321 that still runs down what I call the old way to Prestonsburg from Oxford. Um, a lot of that was repaved, which I was tickled to see that. But we still got a lot of roads here, and it's not just complaining about the damage to vehicles, about potholes. This also goes back to a safety issue. You know, somebody swerves to hit a pothole, and next thing you know, they hit a busload of, you know, nuns or a pack of goats or something. Lord knows what. But, you know, they try to avoid it. They go off the road to get hurt. I mean, that has happened. Rock slides do happen around here. It's, you know, I had the chance one time to meet, give me a second, I think Jeff Dunham, when he came to the Expo Center with his show. Great guy. And I'll never forget, he said, "My God, you guys drive through mountains here." Well, to me, and to everybody else here, well, yeah, I mean, that's, you know, we're used to it. Been since I was a kid. He said, "You literally drive through mountains." Yeah. Aren't you scared? Of what exactly? Rock slides. And I said, "Oh, that happens from time to time." I said, "It's not as often as you think." I said, "But it does happen." And he just looked at me like, my God. He looked at me like I just landed from Mars and had a third eye on my head. And so I said, I said, "Jeff," I said, "Look," I said, living in Appalachia, or Appalachia, however you want to pronounce it, I said, it comes with risks. I said, I can promise you there are things in these mountains that you do not want to go looking for because they will find you if you're not careful. I said, it requires a thing that a lot of people in today's world aren't willing to do, and that's hard work. I said, it requires a sense of loyalty and self-sacrifice. I said, and again, these are terms that a lot of people maybe away from here may not understand, but here in these mountains, we know it all too well. We know what it's like to struggle. We know what it's like to do without. We know what it's like to, how are we going to pay this bill? Or can I put this bill off another 2 weeks and get this? Or God forbid, do I get my heart medicine or do I buy drugs? Now, a lot of people may think, Debbie, because you are a doctor, that you don't know these struggles, but you do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. My dad was a coal miner. He worked until he was 76 years old. And my mother stayed home and raised me until I was about 12. And then she got out and got a job. And her job was with the Social Security disability hearings. So she was a hearings recorder for people who had been turned down on their disability, but were appealing it and trying to get it. So I knew a lot of the people who were having difficulties and watched people struggle, and I'm familiar with that. I've seen a lot of it, and I can really sympathize. And I have been through it too, because we were not wealthy growing up. My parents worked for everything, and I've had to work for what I have too.
Well, yes, you have. You've earned it. So, you know, I think that, but you can relate. That's what I'm saying. You know, you are an everyday person. You just happen to be a doctor, that you've earned that right to be called. So
yes. I've been blessed to have a lot of good opportunities in my life. Not everybody has those blessings. A lot of people have it a lot worse, and their struggles are harder. And I know that. I'm very grateful and thankful for the things that I do have. And I'm not any better than anyone else. And I want everybody to feel like an equal and know that I understand what they are going through.
Absolutely. And that there is opportunity for people who are willing to come out and work for it and get it. Tell you what, we're going to step out just for a second, come right back. Make sure that you stay tuned to the gatherings for Stacia Underwood Gullet. And we are welcoming Dr. Debbie Hall this evening, who is candidate for Floyd County Judge Executive. We'll be back right after this. For years, we've really not had much of a choice. The Good Old Boys Network has run over the very people in this county who've suffered the most and haven't been listened to. That changes now. May 19th, vote for Debbie Doc Hall, and you'll vote for someone who cares about each citizen in Floyd County and their families. It's time to come out of the dark and reach out for a brighter tomorrow. Debbie Doc Hall for Floyd County Judge Executive, paid for by the candidate. Glad to be back with Dr. Debbie Hall and, of course, Stacia Underwood Gullet. I'm Chris Slone. And this is something that I have, and I got off, and I do this all the time. I don't have ducks. I have squirrels, and they're everywhere. Okay. But we were talking about the roads. The roads in the county, in some places, are, how do you propose to fix that?
We've been out delivering signs to people all over, and places that I've never been before, and there are some really rough spots. So we've got a pretty big county, and it's going to be hard to do. But what I propose is, there's Cleo. I propose is that we do some town hall meetings in the different areas, get people to come out, tell us where the roads are bad. Then we're going to have to get out and look ourselves, and we're going to have to prioritize where the work is needed first and make a schedule and get it going. And I propose also to make that schedule public for everybody, so they know when they can expect their road's going to be fixed.
Well, that's probably the best way to do that I could think of, is actually get out there and go and look for yourself. If you had one ultimate goal, what would it be?
I want Floyd County to grow and prosper. I want to bring in some industry. We need more things here for people to do other than, dollar stores. We need more industry. We need more shopping. We need more restaurants. We need more activities for people to get into, to do. I had a lady talk to me at my campaign kickoff. She has 2 adult disabled children, and she said, "What, we need something for them."
Yeah.
So that would be my ultimate goal. I want Kentucky or Floyd County to grow and to be prosperous. I want it to be a place that people want to move to instead of move away from.
That's a very good point. Speaking of that very thing right there, I've talked to people, not just in Floyd County, but all over the place. Do you think that this could spawn change in other counties as well?
I think we see it going on right now. If anybody's paid any attention to what's going on in Pike County, change is coming. Letcher County, terrible things going on there. There's got to be change there. So I think there's a movement going on. I think it's going on across the country. People are
tired of it. They're tired of, and I'm sorry to say it like this, and it's an old saying, don't piss on my shoes and tell me it's raining.
Mm-hmm.
That goes back into the day. A question also, and then we're going to shift gears just a little bit. Will you still continue your family practice if this is, or are you even going to have time?
Yeah, I intend to give all my time to the office of Floyd County Judge Executive. It will be a full-time job taking care of the needs of the county. And I love being a doctor. I've done it for over 30 years. I've been on my feet in the hospital, in the clinics. 35 years is the total of what I've got. And so while I still enjoy it, I just feel a calling to do something different. And I think this is just a good opportunity, a good time to do it.
Okay. Are you ready to change gears a bit?
Okay.
All right. Give me an update on what's going on, because this show is True Crime Meets the Paranormal. Give me an update on what's going on in Amber's case.
Well, we are still waiting for the evidence to be processed in the crime lab. I haven't gotten an update on that lately, but it should be just about all done. There's a mediation coming up in March, so the MK, Josh, and Mike will all be there with their attorneys. There'll be a judge, and we will be there with the Commonwealth attorney, all in separate rooms. And we will see if there's any kind of resolution that can be found in the case. And really and truly, the only thing that I'm looking for or hoping for is that possibly Josh Mullins would be willing to do the correct thing and tell what he knows, and his charges could possibly be dropped at that point. That's really the only positive that I see that could come out of that. I don't look for anything else out of that. And I'm really not sure I'm doubtful that that'll happen. But that's in March. Then there'll be a hearing in April to discuss what happened in March. And as far as I know, we are still on target for the trial to start on May the 11th.
I was going to say, I thought it was May the 11th, for the trial itself. And that's going to be held in Pike County.
Yes.
Okay. And this is a redundant question because you might as well be. I know I was going to ask how you guys feel about this, but I mean, you really don't have much of a choice. I mean, this is the process of, I guess, the way that it works, isn't it?
Yeah. And a lot of people have said, oh, this is dirty and this is crooked. But if anybody who follows true crime will know that it takes years from the time of the crime to the conviction. So we're not really that far off from what everywhere else experiences.
Well, I know that they moved it to Pike County because they felt that, and that I guess through social media, et cetera, that they could not get a fair trial in Floyd County. But my thought about that was, well, they know probably just as much about it in Pike County as they do here, I'm assuming. But it's not me. It's not for me to decide that. But what I do hope is that Amber gets to, like I said, I had one encounter with her. And I'll never forget it. She made an impression because I walked in and I had never, to my knowledge, met her before. And she turned and looked at me with these big bright eyes and, hey, how are you? And I was like, but she was so friendly and so sweet and so outgoing. She was just a wonderful person.
Yeah.
So, but let's see, our primaries are coming up May 19th. Is that right?
Yeah.
And there may be people out there right now, and I would just about bet this, and I think that we touched on this at the kickoff too. We all probably know somebody that either really doesn't intend to get out and vote because it's just a primary. Primaries are extremely important because that determines who's going to run for the office come November.
The general election, yes.
That's right. So they're very important. And you've got a few people, I think maybe, two that are running against you in the primaries?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
So, and you're number one on the ballot.
I am number one on the ballot.
And you're number one for Floyd County. That's what I mean. That's not just me saying that. That's a lot of people coming forth and saying that, saying, okay, well, I cannot stress the importance of you coming out and taking a few moments of your time to vote and maybe have a cup of coffee. And maybe see some friends that you've not seen in a while. Maybe ride to the polling place with some friends that you've not seen in a while. There's any number of possibilities. The big thing is to get out and vote.
Yeah. And if you're not
registered, I will be there.
If you're not registered, it's not too late. Get registered.
No, you can do that at the county clerk's office, can't you? Yeah,
you can do that online. Oh,
okay. Well, that's even better. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. You see, Lloyd, You've got nothing to complain about. So there. I had to see his smiling face. It always alleviates the day. It makes the day a little bit more special. So, but that was something that I had wondered, and I had not got to talk to you about yet. So you're going to dedicate your your whole time and your schedule to being the judge executive. And I
Absolutely.
can
It's
see
going to
why.
be a
I can see
full-time
why it's
job.
a full time job. I can see
Hmm.
why it is definitely a full time job. So we look forward to seeing you again. Now, when you are going to be doing a meet and greet, I think we called it. When is that going to be? Where
Uh,
people can come out and actually meet with you and maybe sit and talk with you for a few moments?
we've got one planned up for week after next, Friday, a week from this Friday.
Okay.
Not sure yet, but I'll be announcing it, and I plan to do that multiple times between now and May the 19th.
I think that'd
I
be a great
plan
idea.
to announce to people where I'm going to be and be out in the community, and hopefully they will come on out and we can have a Coke or a cup of coffee and sit and talk about things.
I think that that would be an absolutely wonderful idea too. And I think a lot of people are also, especially given the state that, good Lord, some of these schools are in. Um, I can tell you that my child went to Belfry High School.
Hmm.
I went to Johnson Central. But now when Stace and I went to school, because she went to Painesville, when Stace and I went to school, it was a completely different game than what it is now. I mean, we
Hmm.
didn't have to worry about kids coming in with guns or knives or threatening this or threatening that. We never had to worry about that. But today, it's all over the place. It's not just in Kentucky, it's everywhere.
Hmm.
So, I mean, for me, having our kids or feeling a little safer about our kids being in school would be a good thing. That'd be a great thing for me. And it's really like you and I were talking about earlier about, who does the sir. And I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges here. I'm just saying I always take my car and have it serviced at the dealership. Why? Because nobody knows it like they do. And you cannot put a price tag. And here's my point: you can't put a price tag on peace of mind.
Right.
So many that watch this show, of course, we have kids. Several of us have grandkids. Maybe even a few of us have great grandkids. Their safety is paramount to everything else.
Hmm.
And I know that's a big deal for you too. I know that's a huge deal for you too. And we're fortunate enough, as far as I know, all schools in Floyd County have an SRO, which is a school resource officer. I think that that's great. I actually happen to know one. I'm just not really sure at what school he operates at, but super nice guy. And the kids come to love him,
Hmm.
and they actually start to see the police for what they are, which is a resource and not a threat, but they're a resource.
Right.
They're here to help people. That's what they've dedicated their lives to, much like you as a doctor. Stace doing what she does. She helps people. She helps elderly people. She helps kids. Anybody that really needs it. I know I can call her and say, "Hey," and she's going to do anything that she can to help me. But that's kind of what we do. That's kind of what this life's about. If you want my opinion about it, it's about we're here to help each other. So
Absolutely.
we are, and I know that you see that. Deb. I've talked to you enough, talked to Brandon enough to know that, and so we're asking May 19th that you vote, and you vote for somebody that cares enough to help everybody in Floyd County, not just the people
Mhm.
that they deem fit or may have a couple of extra zeros in the bank account or is a part of the good old boys network, which I know it's not just a Floyd County thing, it's everywhere. I
If
get
you want to change, here is your chance. Now is the time. If you want a change.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's term limits for presidency and for governor. There should be term limits for other areas in elected officials also. It's time to get some new ideas, some fresh perspectives.
Yes, it is. It's very much actually. I think it's kind of overtime, so
Hmm.
it's past time. So I really look forward to seeing these changes come about,
Hmm.
and I look forward to seeing new eyes,
Hmm.
perspectives, and people that are working for the good of the entire county, not just parts of it.
Hmm.
Debbie, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thanks, dude.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you too. And remember, May 19th, she's number 1 on the ballot. Floyd County Judge Executive, Dr. Debbie Hall. Maybe on there is Debbie Doc Hall.
Yes.
Could be on
Yeah.
there as that. So,
Yeah.
so look for that. And if you really want things to change, well, we just showed you where the light switch is at.
Yeah.
So
Here's your chance.
that's it. That's it. Debbie, thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
And pet Cleo for us.
Oh, I sure will.
Okay. Good night, Deb.
Bye.
Dr. Debbie Hall for Floyd County. Turning after.
You there?
Whoa!
I don't know what's going on with it. It seems like every time that I don't know. I don't think it's the internet here on my end. I don't think, but could be something on yours. One of them little ghosties you've got floating around there.
We got the new.
I learned a long time ago. Don't just sit there and say, So, anyways, with that being said, I think that I do, and I have kind of been keeping up here and there. I know a lot of people all over the place are just kind of, hey, Mexican restaurant, and I could have been there with somebody I work with, Madonna. But yeah, always feel free to come up and talk to me. Always, I don't mind. I don't.
Everybody give him a big hug.
Do what?
I said, give him a big old hug.
Oh yeah.
I could give you some smooches.
I thought you were doing a James Brown going, yeah, gentleman, I'm gonna hit myself. Die.
Hear me?
No, I'm afraid to listen to you at this point.
I said I'll come give you some smooches.
No, that's all right. You just keep your nipple clamps and your loincloth to yourself. We'll be just fine. But it's all right. But I am very grateful that she was able to come on with us and talk tonight. And we are going to have her on again. I think that she could be a good thing. And no, I'm normally not a political person, but I can't sit here and think to myself that, I live here too. And if I don't do something to say, hey, this is our very future that we're talking about, then and besides that, if you don't vote, if you don't do what you can do, then you really got no reason to complain. So now coming up, we are going to be, and it's not this evening I'm saying, but we are getting ready to begin work on, I should say, another one of the darkest stories. And Stace is the one that decides who does what with, like the dolls, like in what order. And I cannot remember now for the life of me. I'm sorry, honey, but have you decided which one we're going to work with next? Which doll?
Victor. Victor, he was the new little one. We've had about a year now.
Okay.
Here we go.
I would not expect anything less. I would not expect anything less.
Speaking of the dolls, we did a contest for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah?
And Adeus, come here. Let's draw a name. Go draw a name real quick and see who won it.
What do they get? Or do they get
They get to come to the meet the dolls and hang out.
That's pretty cool.
All right, just give me one. You want to read the name out for me? Here you go, guys.
Yeah, your glasses do look good. They look great. Your glasses, they look really good.
Oh, thank you.
And there's my little Destiny.
What is it? Let me see.
Madonna Murray.
Madonna Murray. Madonna.
So she gets to come and hang out with the dolls and hang out with you, and God help her, Lloyd. Okay.
Holy cow!
We're gonna make Lloyd go right in there too.
No, we're not.
I was gonna say good luck with that.
Thanks, Des.
Probably holding him at bay with that one there. Or holding him hostage to make him do that. Oh man, I love it. So I think that's awesome. So, but yes, I've got to say I'm actually quite proud of the fact that I used to get recognized by voice because of the radio thing, and people would say, "Hey, aren't you so and with whatever state?" But here lately, it's been more, "Aren't you the Mountain Mysteries and that gathering?" Yeah. So it tells me that we are making a dent, and yes, we are in pre-production for April. This is going to be a much different thing than the last one. It's going to be a lot more, um, a lot less pictures, a lot more, but yeah, and it's always evolving. It is, and plus, we're also working with Debbie, which I'm very proud of that, and we're working with, we're taking on new clients now, and working with a few TV stations here and there and things like that. But I am very happy to say that I work with the people that I can believe in, the people that I have um, a faith in. I'm not big into working with just fly by nights or people I think that are just out there for a buck, but people that are serious about what they do, people that are passionate about what they do.
Right.
So I'm very happy that. Of course, we know we work with 606 Paranormal. That I guess you guys were probably the first ones when we started doing this video stuff. I was like, "Good Lord, I'll never figure this out," and here we are. And I'm getting better at it. I'm getting a better idea, but it's happening.
Paranormal.
Yeah, I talk about me having squirrels, not ducks in a row, but squirrels that are all over. Lloyd is, yeah.
Ask James Paul about that. He babysat him for me the other day.
James Paul babysit Lloyd.
Yeah, James Paul's in the chat there. He's like, I swear, his ADD's killing me.
I'm telling you, he's all over the place. He's like he's a hot mess. So
Swamp frogs taste the best.
what frogs?
Swamp frogs taste the best.
Where did this come from?
I don't know. I was just thinking about
He's
it.
just looking out the window.
I've never ate a frog. I've never had frog legs. I don't think. I know they serve them at Chinese restaurants, I guess, but
They tricked me when I was a kid into eating them.
I like the little chicken drummies and I like the noodles and what have you. But I've never ate frogs. I don't even know why the hell we talking about that. Where did this come from with him? Maybe you should put him on Ritalin.
He's on it.
I really don't think that Destiny or Caden or you stand that much of a chance.
Ugh. No, thanks.
Kayla.
Yeah. You like them premium?
Yes.
Well, Kayla said she loves frog leg. Okay, well, like I said, I've never tried them. I don't know what they're like.
Tastes like chicken.
Okay. Everything tastes like chicken. Have you noticed that? Everything tastes like chicken. It doesn't matter what it is. So
Livers don't.
huh? What'd you say?
Livers don't.
There's James Paul. Look.
He's got more letter in his brain than the alphabet.
I told you.
It's JP. What do you do? If anybody'd know, they kind of grew up together. He was raised with that bunch, so it's
We all were.
yeah, it is what it is. I'm just glad to be here at this point. So, but I do think
Pigeons are people too.
Do what?
I said pigeons are people too.
You're giving me a headache. But that's okay.
No, Chris.
If I'd had like that, it hurt too.
That's my friend John that does that at the Stafford house. I have been over there and I have done a walkthrough and filmed with them for it when they did some videos and things.
Well, you are a part of this thing that's coming in late June, I guess. They're having a paranormal convention.
Yeah.
That is put on, or at least in some part sponsored by Paintsville Tourism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is going to be, you are like one of the keynote speakers, aren't you? Or one of the people that are
I'm honored. I'm honored to be there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I think that people should attend. It's going to be at the Recreation Center. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that's going to be a pretty awesome thing. And as far as I know, that's one of the first ones in Paintsville, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and these other places have them all the time. You've got every year, Point Pleasant does a Mothman Festival, and it draws people in from all over the world. Um, I'm surprised, and there may be, for all I know that there are towns dedicated to Sasquatch and Bigfoot.
Yeah,
But
Debbie just left.
yeah, she was great. But now you can watch this on as a repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll automatically pop up on YouTube on the same channel you're on right now, bub. But I'm surprised that they don't have any like Bigfoot festivals or something like that around here. I talked to a guy once from Knott County, and sadly, he passed away before we could have him on the show. But he actually encountered what he thought was a Bigfoot creature or a Sasquatch creature on Route 80. And I said, well, perfect place for it because there's mountains all over the place. And, you got abundant water sources and what they would consider food supplies, I'm sure, be it a multitude of deer, elk, or berries, or I don't really know what. Can you not do something with put a bell on him or something? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even really know what, their diet consists of. So, love you too, buddy. Thanks a lot for being here. Thanks a lot for popping in. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that watches. But yes, I really do. I'm surprised, the Mothman Festival doesn't surprise me a bit, but I think the last time they had a sighting there was the late 60s. I see Bigfoot every time Kelly can learn. Dear God, Kayla.
Oh God, Kayla, I love you.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. Oh God. Yeah. I really don't want to be somebody that's in for a whooped ass and don't care who knows it. So I'm not saying that. I'll let Kayla and Stace and you all handle that.
You see the Bigfoot and I see the chicken leg.
Chicken leg or frog leg, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whatever he may be. Now next week, it's entirely likely that by next week, depending upon what Stace and I can get done over the course of the weekend, we could
we can get a lot done.
Yeah. That we could be debuting the episode on Victor. And, here's the thing I've learned. For some people, it's still really risque to talk about paranormal activities, like be it ghosts. And paranormal does cover such a wide range. Right. We're talking cryptids. We're talking spiritual communication. We're talking, and I am not the guy that plays with Ouija boards or does seances or anything like that. Girl, you going to pay for that. And Kelly, I'm still waiting on my cat head biscuits.
You're just kidding.
My cat head biscuits. So anyway, look at Kayla. I love you, Mama. Kayla knows when it's coming down to the wire, but it covers everything. It's not just spirits and ghosts, and I guess it's the same terminology for the same, for the same thing, spirit and ghost. But I've always I prefer the word spirit because they are people just without a body. Because I do honestly believe, and it's not that I believe it, I know it. Life goes on after this, and sometimes people do come back to check on us. I think for the first several days after they're gone, that they do. Nobody's getting biscuits. Great, Taylor. Great. Great. But about cryptids, and there's going to be experts on cryptids at this convention.
Yeah.
There's going to be, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I read a psychic medium or two that are, and I forget her name off the top of my head now, but you can look it up on Facebook. It's Paintsville.
Yeah, it's on there.
And they got a listing, and I know Stace is going to be a part of it, and Keith Age, who we used to call him the rock and roll ghost hunter back in the day. I mean, this guy has been through shit. He's had bricks thrown at him at Waverly. I mean, he pissed off somebody, something fierce, and they came at him. So I mean, it's one of those things that I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be really interesting for a lot of people, that want to show up there for it. So I really look forward to seeing that, or at least hearing about, more about it. And I think that Stace being a part of it, you're actually going to take some dolls there too, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be
awesome.
No.
They're going to ride in the front seat with Lloyd.
I'll take a cab.
And he probably would. He probably would too. Yeah. I have absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. So with that, I think that we will call this a night and be done with it. And next week, we may very well have episode 4. I think this is going to be episode number 4 on Victor. So I don't know, Stace. What do you think about that?
Sounds good to me.
What Kim said down there in the chat room. Or do you
Let's
even
see.
feel like it tonight? Was that a goat talking? Or no? She asked if you were doing.
No, I didn't hear it.
No, she asked if you were doing a spirit box tonight. Kim did.
Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, Brooke did too. Let's see. Well, I can for about 10 minutes if y'all want to.
If you want to, it's entirely up to you. So,
Does everybody want to do it for about 10 minutes? Show of hands.
well, yeah, they're going to say yes. Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to do it for about 10 minutes, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll plug one up over here.
You know what I say? Hawk and roll. Walk, walk.
Oh, God.
I've had a long day.
What's the matter, buddy? What's the matter? Why have you had a long day?
Well, I didn't get any sleep, and then I had to drive you to back and forth.
You didn't have to.
I chose to, though, because you're my sugar mama.
Here we
baby.
go. Here goes the truth.
That's
of
my
it
baby
all.
sugars.
Stop. I'm trying to move this around. You got your rods over there?
Shoot, I got my rod ready, baby.
I see you.
Anytime.
I see you.
Lots.
Get the mic over this way a little bit. Hello.
Hey.
I hear you say hi. I hear you saying hi too. Does anybody want to come through for anybody in our chat room? What? Thanks, Crystal. Chris said she feels sorry for me. Feel for me. Said Gabe. Said I'm good. How can we help you? It's going to storm, she said.
It already has here, briefly, earlier. I don't know what it's supposed to do.
Can anybody come through for Brooke? Let's see. Damn. I think it said Amanda. Bryson. Judge. Anybody can make the rods cross. Where's your arms? A little space between them. If anybody wants to come through for anybody in the chat room, it's open. The spirit box is wide open. Or if you have a message for somebody, can you come through for us?
Papa Roger passed away.
Papa Roger. Papa Roger, if you can come through for Kayla, she'd love to hear from you. Released. Can you come through for me? Something in July was destined.
Yeah, if anybody's got headphones or earbuds on, type in what you hear for us. If you don't mind, please.
If it's anything else that we don't hear. Mommy, the mother. The baby. The kid.
Look,
Can somebody come through for the child?
wow.
Sherry, Madonna misses you.
Oh,
Trev, can you come through? Love to hear from you.
spirits are tired of me talking cross these rods.
It's like I said, Argentina. Can you come through for Kelly? Hey, Sherry, can you cross those rods for Madonna?
Of course. Gosh, so that was a lot. Look at that.
I see it.
Nice.
Dylan. Does anybody else want to come through before we close? I've heard that too, Kim. I sure did. She's asked for help 2 or 3 times now. I asked her earlier how I could help her. Her. Did that say Dawson?
Mm-hmm.
Jason. Good night, sweetheart. I love you too. Tom something. Yeah. Connect. Tom. Let's keep saying Tom. Yeah, Trev, can you play us some music if you're there? Remember how you always used to play music for us?
Yep.
Can you play some music for us? Crossman, somebody's here with us. Does anybody want to come through before we close up? Something for him. Something all for Kim or something like that. It was a sentence too. Hey. Can you tell me your first name? The girl said, hey. Ruth. Our Chad and William something. There was 3. Chad. Does anybody else want to come through? Anybody that we've talked about tonight? Brooke. Does anybody want to come through for Chris?
I'm pretty sure it said nah.
Sounds like Indian. Me. Thank you guys for coming through for us. Every time I say that, they always come through about 20 of them at one time.
Hmm.
She said her young man said you're hurry. Okay. That sounds like an army or something. Yes, sir, I'm something. Coming home.
Hmm.
That's what the girl said. Yeah, Madonna says, thank you, Sherry. Madonna, when you get to come over, we'll talk about that. We'll get the rods out and stuff. He died in prison. Who did? There's Anthony hollering again. They keep saying 3. No, what's your name, Angie? Sorry, honey. Debbie, your mama's here. Can you come through for us? Okay. Stacy. Can you say hello to your mama? Jason, can you say hello to your mommy? Come through here and tell her anything you want to. I live. She loves you and misses you very much. Son said, Bub. Did you hear that? Is there anything you want me to tell her? She can hear you. I love you. She says she loves you. I said right there. This is good. I did too.
Mm-hmm.
I did too. He's getting to where I can pick out his voice now. Angie, I'm getting to where I can pick out his voice. Chris. Thank you for coming through for everybody tonight that did. I really appreciate you doing that. we're good over here.
Closed it down.
Yeah. Well, I turned it down. I listen whenever we turn it off and everything. I listen for a few minutes after the show's over. Just to
I
make
was
sure
going to say, typically, how long do you listen after?
if I think something, if I sense anything on there, I'll stay on there 15, 20 minutes or so. If not, 5 minutes.
What's the most surprising thing you've ever heard from it? I mean, after
all
we're up
kinds
here.
of stuff. Golly. You mean after the show? Like names and things like that's come through.
Yeah. Kim writes that today is her baby sister Kayla's 36th birthday. Been a sad day.
Oh.
Can you tell her happy birthday for me? It's the list one in heaven. Just lost her November 22nd. Well, Kayla, a very happy heavenly birthday to you, sweetheart.
Hang on, let's turn the box back on for a minute. Kayla, if you could come through for Kim, we'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your voice. And happy birthday. Wishing you a happy heavenly birthday. Can you come through for your sister? She's listening. I heard
Always
Kim
praying
could
for you, Kim. Always praying for you. Crystal said she heard a girl say, "My sister."
Sorry.
I can't get into the science of how that works. I don't know, but I do know what I've heard. And whatever it is, whatever science is at work there, I've heard people I've recognized. Yeah. Kim said that Kayla watched it with her every week.
Cancer. Some guy just said cancer.
Way too young.
We love you, Kayla.
Way too young.
You're
And Kim, we love you too.
Love you, Kim. There you go.
I think I'm going to come over tomorrow and let Lloyd cut my hair.
Okay.
Which one?
That's a joke.
I don't even. I am convinced that you ate paint chips when you were a child. Yeah.
A lot.
Thoroughly convinced. Yeah, you ate that like most people eat Cookie Crisp or Cheerios. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
But, and even Debbie got a kick out of you tonight. So, hey, if it works, Well, that will do it for this week, guys. Next week, we'll probably have quite a bit more of this. And we may even have a haunted doll story, because you'd be amazed at what Stacia and I can get done in a small amount of time. Doesn't take a whole lot. So, but yeah, we do want them to be something that you enjoy and something, that you kind of feel like, when you come to the tour, and I'm thinking that there'll be one in Paintsville this year for the haunted dolls or the darkest stories, that you can actually, you feel like when you look at these dolls, you got a little bit more of a backstory behind them. You know where they come from, what some of the claims were, and what Stace deals with every day. This is an everyday thing for her. She's used to it. Lloyd, well, he might as well be. Me, they really have never, but I also don't pick on them either.
Right.
Lloyd. So, with that being said, we thank everybody for being here tonight. We really do appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, we look forward to seeing you again. And of course, we look forward to bringing forth another episode of the Mountain Mysteries and another episode of Darkest Stories. So next Thursday, and tell some friends about it. We'll see you then, and lots of love, lots of light, and stay safe and stay healthy. The weekend's coming up, right? Right.
Not too far away.
Not too far away.
One more day.
I love you, dear.
Love you.
Lloyd, keep rocking it, man. You're cool. And give Des my love and Caden too.
Will do.
We'll see you guys a
Love you
week
guys.